You know, there are two athletes who share something with me on the panel. We all play college football, Michael and Scott. And I'm always interested in knowing how certain skill sets are transferable. So how do you take what you have as a talent, whether it's you were a great athlete or a great musician or you were a history buff, and translate it into being an incredible business person? Perhaps, Scott, let's start with you and then go to Michael, and tell us a little bit about how maybe the discipline of being an athlete helped you.
Thank you. You know, I think it's interesting in that there are some things that get a lot of attention. Discipline is one, hard work. I think some that aren't recognized as much are teamwork. You know, in almost every organization, you're going to find yourself with colleagues that it's incredibly important that you communicate with, that you get along with, and really, for an organization of people to reach its highest utility, it's important that everyone is included, that it's the most inclusive possible, because that's the way you get the most ideas and the best input from people. And I think the lessons of athletics, in many ways, is about everyone pulling together, having a role for the benefit of the overall success. So I think those parts of it translate well. I do think there are some risks. You know, one of the things I've seen most often with athletes who don't do well in a professional or corporate setting is because they're so accustomed to being told what to do. And they're used to being coached, they're used to being instructed every minute of the day. You do this, then you do that they don't have enough initiative. And I think when you talk about the importance of an entrepreneurial spirit, it's incredibly important for us as a society. I mean, one of the biggest challenges we face right now is job creation. And that's going to require entrepreneurship from individuals and from corporations. So many great ideas don't get furthered because they're squashed within an organization. And then many times people leave. Amazon's an example. The mouse is an example, right? The mouse was invented at Xerox, and then it took Apple and others to make it really commercially successful. It's getting those ideas and getting people to come forward with them and for it to be recognized. Many of you will probably take your first jobs in reasonably sized, if not large organizations, is take initiative, don't be surprised. You know, Ted was telling stories about the start of his career. I can remember one with myself where first day, and I was told to go, you know, sit with a group of people, sit on a desk, and a lot of very senior people. They said, have a seat, and after about 30 minutes, the person running it came over to me and said, any questions? And I, being used to being instructed and told what to do and trying to just get along, said, no questions, I'm fine. And he looked at me and said, so you've been here 30 minutes, you know everything, and you have nothing to ask me? He said it in a little more colorful language than that. But the point was a valid one. When you go out and you leave this university and you have your jobs, ask questions, be a participant, agitate for change and ideas, ask for more responsibility, because so often I've seen people who you have to give a review to when you tell them they're not doing well, and their response is, I don't understand, you did everything, I did everything you told me to do. And quite frankly, in the economy now and the job environment, you need to do everything you're told to do, but you need to come up with ideas, suggestions, things that would be helpful. Take the initiative. Don't fall into the trap of, you tell me to do A and I will do A. Come up with B. Why it might be great, might be creative, and it really will benefit yourself and the corporation.
Michael?
You know, one of the greatest things sports taught me was the ability to get rid of the disease complacency. And I say that only half-heartedly from a medical reference in the sense of complacency will kill you in sports, in business, no matter what you do. Because within sports, whether it's through high school or college or even into professional ranks, there's always that younger, hungrier person that's coming up behind you. And if you're not always striving to do your best, you will be passed by. And those are the same sort of things that are transferable within business. So you spoke about sacrifice. Scott, you spoke about all these things. It is absolutely the same mentality that you take from the field, from the ice, from the court, or the diamond that you're able to take into the business sector, right? Because you do those same things. You face hurdles. You have to make sacrifices. You have successes. You have failures. There's things that you do as a team that you celebrate, yet at the same time, there's things you ultimately have to reflect on individually. So it's sports that have really sort of defined a path that I've been able to take not only through my athletic career, but into my professional career as well.
Great, thank you.